A very good morning, everybody. Today we are going to work with the communication part. Before we start working on any project, the first thing that we do is to check the communication between PHP MyAdmin part and the local host. WAM server or XAM server. These are the local servers which we are going to work with web application. Now the first thing that we do is to first we check the connection. Now, how we connect with the web page with the database. This is what we are going to work today. Now, proceeding further, I would like to tell you that currently we are using MySQLi. That is the extension in which I stands for improved. Previously, before around 2005, we used to use MySQL. Now we are using MySQLi. Now the other part is PDO. PDO is PHP Data Objects, and it provides, we can tell that it is a different framework to work with PHP. Now proceeding further, we can say that PDO is the object-oriented version of PHP. Now proceeding further, we are going to work with how we are going to communicate with the web page to the database. So before we start and we check the communication, now first this is what we have. We are going to use MySQL or PDO. Now in most of the cases, I have worked on different projects and I have used both the things and I am comfortable with both the setups. So while you practice the entire thing, it will be easier once you understand. It will become easier for you all to go through any of the setups. Now we can say that MySQL and PDO have their own advantages. Just like PDO will work on 12 different databases, whereas MySQL will only work with MySQL databases. Now if you want to switch your projects to use another database, PDO makes the process easy. You have to only change the connection string and some queries. With MySQL, you will need to rewrite the entire code. Both are object oriented, but MySQL offers a procedural API. Now both support prepare statements. Prepare statements protect from SQL injection and are very important for web application security. SQL injection we need to take care of while we are working on different web pages and while we take the value from one page into the database or we extract the value to the databases. Now proceeding further, we can see that we have MySQL object oriented version, then we have MySQL procedure oriented version. You can install the simple MySQL installation from the given link or PDO installation. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the local server PHP MyAdmin part. So in that case, I'm just going to show you how we are going to communicate and connect with a web page with the database. Now let us have a look to the example. PHP MySQL object oriented. Now I am going to show you how we are going to start with WAM server and then we communicate with the web pages. As we are going to work with the web pages, the first thing I would like to show you is that we start the WAM server. This is what we are going to work with the WAM server. In my previous tutorials, you can follow the steps how to install the WAMP and XAM server. Now you can see that here we can see that the WAM server, that is the local server, all the services are running. That means PHP MyAdmin, localhost, all the services. There are total of 3 services which are provided by the WAM services which are currently working now. So this is the place where we work with the databases. Now what we are going to do with that? First we are going to create a, you can see that under the C drive, you can go to WAM64 www. This is the place where we keep the projects. This is the place where we keep the projects. Now I'm just making a folder. Connect to create connection with the databases. Now I have made a folder. Now you can see that I have created a new web page using Macromedia Dreamweaver just to write the code here. Now in this section you can see that we are going to have a communication part. Now in this you can see that the first set of codes PHP which specifies that we are going to which specifies the web page that this is the PHP codes. Now this is the name of the server. Name of the server is the localhost. Username, password. And then in this it is going to create the connection. We have the connection variable in this, and now it is going to new connection MySQL. This is going to create the connection with the server name, username and password. Now if the communication is face some error, it is going to display the error, or it is going to display connect successfully. Now we are just going to copy this. Now saving this file. We had made the folder connect, which you can see here. Now the connect over here, in this we are going to make index.php. Now you can see that. Now we are going to open localhost PHP myadmin. Now this is the web page of PHP myadmin, which allows you to enter the admin PHP admin part, and from where you have to keep it secured. All the databases and all the tables are stored here. So in this you can see that we have the username. The name of the username is root and the password by default is blank. So we have to use this username PHP myadmin part, that is root. We are just going to root, and the password which we have used in this is blank. So you can see that there is no password. Now this is the PHP myadmin part where we create the databases, create the communication and write the queries. These are the list of databases which we have and we have been working. Inside the database, we are going to create table, alter table, modify table, delete tables. Now, this is what we have, and the password is supposed to be blank. Now, after saving this index.file, I am going to run the file. Connect was the name of the folder where we created the folder and saved index.php. Now this says that connection is successful. Now you can see that this is the server name, username, password. Now this is the connection. Now if there was no connection, it would display the error. Now if I type some other password here, it is going to display an error. So We are again going to the switch to the previous password, that is blank. Connection successful. Now this is how we connect with the object oriented system. Now similar wise we are going to proceed with the procedural. You can see that when we start working with the procedural system, this is the server name, username and password. We just use to which we are going to use the local host, username and password. MySQL underscore connect is the process to connect with the databases. Now be careful while we are using procedural. In procedural MySQL database, there is a lot of chances of being SQL injection. Now I am going to use that set of codes. You can see that. You can see that connection successful. Now similar wise, this is the databases which we have created. These are the list of the databases. Now proceeding further, let us have a look to the PDO part. The same way we are going to work with PDO. PDO set of codes shall also be working respective of the platform. Now you can see that the name of the databases, it is going to have some error. Now first we are going to let us have a check. Now server name, localhost, username, root, password is blank. Now in this place you can see that we have a connection which is trying to create with the MyDB database. So no such databases exist. So what we are going to do? We are also going to create the database in this. Now this is how we create the database. Now we are going to create the database. Now you can see that name of the database has been created. Now when we create the database, now we are going to communicate the web page with the databases. Connection successful. So here we have seen how we can connect and communicate with the database. Now when the connection is done, at the end what we do? We close the connection to keep the thing secured. Now this is the way we close the connection. Now in our next tutorial we are going to see how we are going to create the databases.